Water gushes out of this hose in a Richfield neighborhood where several homes are underwater. A sump pump is working overtime trying to push out 3,000 gallons of water an hour to clear the massive flooding in the backyard.
It could take a couple hours, to get a couple pumps in here to pump all this stuff out. And, that's not guaranteed that this won't happen again because the ground is still frozen. We still keep having the rain, snow keeps on melting.
Stan Takash has been going nonstop from home to home, helping folks out with flooded basements. He says sump pumps and other supplies to combat the rising water levels are completely sold out at local stores.
Yep, this is what I've been doing since 6 o'clock this morning, and it is very loud.
Kevin Killian says he came down the stairs to his basement this morning at 6 to find it completely soaked. He's been working the wet vac and rotating towels to try and minimize the damage ever since.
The only thing that's slowing it down is the towels, so when I pull the towels away, you can hear it trickling like a brook.
He tells me even though his home sits slightly lower than others in the neighborhood, he hasn't had flooding like this in more than 20 years.
The power of Mother Nature and the power of water, yes. It is what it is.
Probably 15, 20, 25 seconds, it was in and out of here. So that wind, so it didn't really last too long, and I was just kind of amazed to see all the trees we had down just from the wind that we had here.
Several decades-old trees lay across Daniel Kaiser's lawn.
And we got quite a few of these trees that are just completely down, and some had just snapped right in half.
He's also dealing with some unusual debris.
So that's one of the solar panels from across the street. It's amazing how much force that must have been coming through or carrying these things. They aren't light.
One solar panel even stuck several feet off the ground in a tree here.
A lot of force coming in, carrying those panels from across the road.
Some slowing down to get a picture for themselves.
That takes a lot of wind shear. Yeah. You're talking some real heavy duty winds. I've never seen that. I'm almost 52 years old, and that's unique.
Down the road,
Siren off, and Terry's like, go downstairs. So we all went downstairs.
the Johnsons' roof was ripped off their pole barn.
Got underneath the roof and ripped the whole roof off and sucked all the insulation out.
People here in Scandia, though, are looking at the storm's silver lining.
Well, we're safe. As long as we're all right, that's the main thing.
All right. Coming down. We just made a winter luge to connect all the neighbors. We go from one bonfire pit to another bonfire pit.
Create a fun time for the neighbors, families, kids.
8 years ago, I've been saying I've wanted to do this. There's like a creek that runs through here, and it felt like the perfect winter luge. It's like 300 feet from the top to the bottom. Basically walked the luge, packed it down, shoveled massive amounts of snow into it, and then just had the kids go down it over and over and over it as we built it.
Woo! I think a lot of times people are a little intimidated. They start walking up, and they see the hill. And by the time they get to the bottom of it, it's pretty amazing. I mean, they are ear-to-ear grins, happy the whole way down. Ooh! Oh! It's safety first, I think, and that was our main thing from day one. We had to make sure it's safety. We had kids and adults and moms riding with daughters. That's a little high.
Look how much fun everybody's having. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Minnesota's cold during the wintertime. If you don't get out and do some sort of winter activity, man, I feel bad for you. Summertime is several months away.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
We're having a party. I know, but oh my gosh, did you see the sign up there?
G50. G50.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, I got that one.
Such a surprise, and to think that we have so many of our family and their children.
To be 91 and 88, we're sort of happy to be able to still have our family give us such a wonderful 70th anniversary.
Oh, 62.
Yay, 69.
Those are all my friends there.
We're hoping everyone comes by to see you.
Well, a lot of people have.
If there's ever been a perfect lady, a wife, a grandma, and a great-grandma, Donna is that person. One day at Southwest High School, I saw this beautiful girl, and I asked a friend of mine, who is that? Well, I guess she's transferred from Edison. So then I eventually asked her out. Maybe we should kiss each other on Channel 9. Huh? Game? Are you game?
Maybe.
To still be with Donna at this age is, God is good. You know, God is good. I love you so much.
You know, we're going for 100.
Such a nice party.
I-29. I-29. Did I hear Margo?
What we want to do today is let the world know that we still stand together.
In the Johnny Babies parking lot, with hands clasped, eyes closed, and heads hung, a plea for 33-year-old Michael Gray, better known as Smiley, rang out.
We need to put our guns down and lift Jesus up.
The very spot where Gray's Vigil is now arranged is where the father of 3 was shot and killed Saturday morning.
Why am I going to shoot you and you look like me, brother? Why am I going to shoot you and you my sister?
Gray's death marks the second of 2 deadly shootings in St. Paul this weekend.
Could not believe it. I mean, they crushed me.
The first happened Friday on the 400 block of Maryland. While police have their suspect in that case, they still seek the person responsible for Gray's murder.
Mike was my nephew, and I love him very much. All I want to say, man, we love you, Mike. We love you.
As loved ones struggle with how they'll move on without him.
Hopefully justice is served real quick, and it'll ease my mother's heart.
He really loved his family, so he would really, really, really love to see this, to see everybody together, to see all his family and all his friends. And we need to celebrate him and not forget him. Don't forget him.
Never! Everything is gonna be all right.
His chance, laughter, and disappointment echo across Allianz Field.
I came here to experience the home opener in a new stadium with the new team. You know, we just got soccer in Minnesota. Finally, hell yeah! And now we have a stadium, so I had to come. Had to come.
But Joel Chom,
walk it off, you're good!
Among the nearly 20,000 fans.
This is how you open up a stadium.
Who filled the Loon's official new home.
The flag, I've been waving this flag for several years. Actually, when they first became the Loons, I ended up getting this flag, and I've been holding it ever since.
The game against New York City FC.
Where the New Yorkers at, man?
Sold out.
I've always been a soccer fan, and now that we have a team in Minnesota, now I can rep the team, rep the home state, and still love the sport. That's too much.
A tight score kept the excitement palpable.
Oh, nice call, ref, nice call.
But down to the wire.
Last call. 5 minutes on beer.
Fan cheers.
Let's do it.
Were quickly followed by jeers.
Oh my God!
The Loons' first matchup on the freshly minted Allianz Field ended in a 3-3 letdown.
We're so good!
In St. Paul,
We were there!
Iris Perez,
Man, we were there!
Fox 9.
We were there! Great game, though, man! Hey, go Luge! Woo! Let's go Luge, though, man! That was a great game!
What's up?
All right, Stephanie, ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I am ready.
Okay.
Stephanie Anderson has never been in a squad car before, and for her, that's a badge of honor.
Well, I think it's a good thing that I've never gotten in trouble.
But now she is living out a lifelong dream before her life comes to an end.
It sounds hokey, but I just have this unending gratitude toward cops. I think the cops do a job that not many people are willing to or would rather about than do.
4 years ago, Anderson was diagnosed with ovarian cancer that left her with tumors in her brain, spine, and lungs. After several rounds of chemotherapy, doctors told her the treatments weren't working and that she probably only has 6 to 12 months to live.
If it wasn't for the cancer, I wouldn't have time to be sitting here doing these things. If it wasn't for the cancer, I wouldn't have been able to be at home and helping to take care of the grandbabies.
Last week, Anderson put a post on Facebook explaining her situation and asking for help to add a ride-along with police to her bucket list. And less than 48 hours later,
I figure all of the people who were walking down the street looking at me wondering what I did wrong.
she's riding shotgun with St. Paul police officer T. Yang to see what life is like on the other side of the thin blue line.
I feel, lucky. I feel I was, it's an honor to be chosen and to be part of her bucket list, to show her the city, show her the different parts that she wants to see. So more than welcome to take her along.
Hey!
Hello.
How are you?
Their first stop, a visit to the Great Minnesota Get-Together to meet the officer who saw Anderson's post and helped make her dying wish a reality.
It's kind of surreal because, the reason we're doing it is because, of her bucket list and because of the diagnosis. But it still feels good, and I know that she's got that memory. It makes me feel like the world's a better place. Looks like they already went to jail on this one. They just
well,
left.
Damn it.
After responding to a couple of calls that were cleared by the time they arrived,
There's shooting back here, crime scene's right there.
Anderson got an up-close look at the violence officers deal with every day and experienced the adrenaline rush that comes with riding in a squad car with lights and sirens going.
It was a blast. It was. I had a good time.
Anderson says knowing her days are numbered makes every moment more meaningful. And what better way to spend the time she has left than by making sure every second counts.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
In St. Paul,
I'll definitely do it again.
Maury Glover,
It was fun.
Fox 9 News.
Nestled on the shores of beautiful Howard Lake sits Memorial Park's baseball diamond, home to a town ball team boasting the most curious name.
Orphans, how'd you get that name? It's a weird name.
People are like, why would you name your team the Orphans?
Wait, what? Is that like a volunteer team? I'm like, well, no, it's an amateur baseball team. And then, I tell them the story about how we used to be the Blue Sox a long time ago and our field flooded since we're on the lake. And we didn't have a home, so everybody in the league deemed us the Orphans.
After the Blue Sox era ended during World War II, a man named Don Mitchell resurrected a new team in 1947, one without a sponsor or a field.
We didn't have a ball field. We had a team, but not a ball field, so they jumped on the train and went to Litchfield.
Yeah.
That team disbanded in the late 60s, but in 1995, the current Orphans rose again, thanks to Mike Gagne. They went to the state tournament in their first year and haven't had a losing season since, tourney-bound in 11 of the last 13 years with 2 Final Four finishes and many loyal hearts.
My blood has always bled red.
I've been in this ball field since we used to come across the lake from the farm in a boat.
Really?
Back here when I was in 14, 15 years old. Yes. Watch the games.
To watch fans at every single game we come to, no matter where we are, they come and follow us.
Come on, Brad.
Makes you feel good out there.
Now, with a field on the lake, you swing for the water, not the fences.
And they used to sit up there and during the games and they'll be like, "Here's a 4-1.
Oh yeah, yeah, there's probably quite a few waterlogged baseballs sitting at the bottom of the lake on the shore there.
But location also comes with complication. In 2002, 16 inches of rain in 7 days made the field unplayable for almost a year.
Well, we had water in the whole outfield, okay? Cattails started growing in right field. Then the DNR, honestly, was going to try shutting us down, turn it into a wildlife refuge. They honestly wanted to. He said, wait a minute, it's been a park forever.
The water came all the way up into the infield, and after it had receded, there was all kinds of fish, carp, and everything else found laying in the field.
The water's going to go down as soon as they get the problem fixed over there. So we were able to cut down a few cattails.
Despite it all, they're thriving. And it has nothing to do with wins and losses. Instead, it's about everything orphans need the most.
Family.
This is like a big family down here.
The family, everybody around, enjoy it. And I love the park, one of the best I've seen.
Bring up the fifth for the Orphans, the right fielder number 23, Moose Straight.
It's midweek on a cold winter night in northeast Minneapolis.
Hello, ID please.
Not exactly the kind of night that draws people out on the town.
Thank you.
But this isn't any old night.
It's rock and roll.
And this isn't any old bar. This is the Vegas Lounge.
Each morning I get up, I tired.
The Vegas Lounge is one of the few bars in the Twin Cities where you can find karaoke every single night of the week.
It gives wannabes the opportunity to be a rock star for 5 minutes at a time.
Jake D, as he's known at the Vegas, is a regular on Sunday and Wednesday nights.
Somebody to love.
And a fan favorite.
It's awesome. It really, I mean, the reaction I get from people singing is one of my favorite things in life.
Meredith is coming to the microphone. Meredith.
He's not alone. The word of mouth on this place is so rampant some nights.
So it's Wagon Wheel by Will, Aaron, and Ethan.
The waiting list to sing can run more than 2 hours long.
I've worked weekends where they stand, you can't because it has a capacity. They'll wait out there until a few people do.
Come on, baby!
Behind the host desk, Mike Valine.
We're scared to death.
Who's been running karaoke at the Vegas for the last 18 years.
Some people say, how can you deal with that every day, right? And there's songs you hear over and over again. I mean, if I never heard Don't Stop Believing again in my life, it'd be too soon for me.
But if there's one thing he's learned, when it comes to karaoke, you can't judge a book by its cover.
I've been shocked as hell many times. And where it's like, that's coming out of that? Really?
And the magic isn't just on stage. The crowd is different here, a supportive group of strangers.
I mean, at a bar where people drink a lot of liquor or whatever, I mean, honestly, I can't remember the last time I saw a fight in here.
It definitely does make you feel proud.
Jerry Schroeder has owned the Vegas for the last 13 years, but her roots run deep. Her dad worked here starting in the 70s, and Jerry started bartending when she was old enough to serve liquor. She even met her husband here. She's put her heart and soul into the Vegas to make it what it is.
You have to give credit to all the hosts, my employees. I think we all try and work as one big happy family.
She's not kidding. Among the people who work here, Jerry's 2 sisters and her son, Nick.
She started pretty much, 36 years ago, and it's grown so much. It's evolved. It's bigger than us, you know? And that's the coolest part about it.
The rest of the staff considered part of the family, from the guys at the door,
hey gentlemen, how we doing?
To the bartenders, to the karaoke hosts,
612, we're regulate.
Jordan!
To the servers.
A little more about doing there.
I think I've been here about 13 years.
Oh, no, you got to pay for this one.
But I've been hanging down here for 30.
Then you get a free refill.
Server Don Hutton is arguably the face of the Vegas.
People first come in I know they're new because when I laugh, they're like, whoa, what was that?
Also known as Delta, she's here most nights of the week.
Well, my other choice is to be sitting at home with my husband. I think I'll sit down here instead, yeah.
And every once in a while,
It's a rare appearance tonight. We're going to get our waitress, Delta Dawn, up here.
if you're really lucky,
Thanks, you guys.
you'll get to hear Delta sing.
Oh, whoa, Black Betty, Bam Lamb, whoa, Black Betty, Bam Lamb. Look, I'm doing me. Like, I'm Lady Gaga. I was born this way. I can't help it. Bam Lamb, Black Betty, Bam Lamb, damn thing gone wild.
People tell me they go other places, other cities, you know, and they've never found anything quite like the Vegas, right? Not quite like this.
Just a few songs in, and it's easy to see why the Vegas has become such a go-to for a good time.
I'm super proud of what we got here. Super proud of where I've seen this come from when I started here to where we are now.
So where does the Vegas go from here?
Jerry's coming to the microphone next.
The answer appropriately found in owner Jerry's favorite karaoke song. Jerry is getting ready to turn the Vegas over to her son.
Can a child within my heart rise above?
I need to just let go. I do, you know, but it's been my baby for a long time, and so that's hard to let go, but now I'm going to give it to my babies, you know, or not give it to them, I'm going to sell it to them.
And the next generation is ready to run with it.
Carving my own lane, you know, trying to make it better, trying to grow. I thank her for it a lot. I mean, I don't always say it, but it's there.
Just a small town girl, living in a lonely world.
So as long as the bright lights of the Vegas keep shining 7 nights a week, the crowds will keep singing and supporting.
I can't see myself stopping doing this because I enjoy it too much.
And the good times will go on and on and on and on and on.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
Amy Hofford, Fox 9.